Hey friends, I'm back with my herbs today, and we're talking about one of the most recognizable plants in the world, lavender. Now, when most people think of lavender, they think of candles and soaps and bath products, especially in my line of work, and maybe something that'll help relax them before bed. The herbalists have been using lavender for centuries for reasons that go far beyond its wonderful scent. So today we're going to talk about what lavender is, why herbalists value it, the traditional herbal actions associated with it, how it's used, how it's prepared, and I'll show you my lavender tincture I currently have made from dry lavender buds. So let's meet lavender formally. Lavender is a flowering plant in the mint family. The species most commonly associated with herbalism is Lavandula augustifolia. Lavandula augustifolia. You don't have to memorize that. Heaven knows I've forgotten, but most of us simply call it lavender, right? Its beautiful purple flowers and unmistakable fragrance have made it one of the most beloved herbs across the world. So a little history about lavender, right? The name lavender comes from the Latin word lavare, which simply means to wash, which I think is kind of interesting. Ancient Romans added lavender to baths, clothing, bedding, and living spaces long before all of these fun air fresheners and scented candles existed. People have used lavender to freshen their homes and linens for centuries, but lavender wasn't valued simply because of its nice smell. It's also widely used medicinally throughout the Europe and Mediterranean region dating back hundreds of years. And a lot of herbalists still use it for multiple reasons today. So let's talk about why herbalists use it today. Most people know lavender as a relaxing herb, and while that's certainly true, it's only part of lavender's story. So let's talk about some of the traditional uses that have made lavender so popular. So lavender has a nervous support system function to it. So if lavender is famous for one thing, right, this is probably it. Lavender is often considered a nervine. A nervine is simply an herb traditionally used to support the nervous system. Milky oats is in that category too. Herbalists have historically used lavender during periods of stress, tension, overwhelmed, irritability, and mental fatigue. My children probably think I should live on lavender. This is one reason lavender tea remains so popular today. Lavender also has a long history of being used as part of bedtime routines. Whether it's in a tea, a tincture, a satchel, a bath, just the aroma of the flowers nearby has traditionally helped people unwind at the end of the day. And this is probably one of the reasons why lavender remains one of the most recognized herbs in the world. It's literally everywhere. So one of my favorite things about lavender is its long-standing reputation for supporting emotional wellness. Historically, right, lavender has been associated with calmness, balance, and helping create a sense of peace. It's one reason you'll often find lavender included, right, in those teas and blends and herbal self-care products. But it also surprises a lot of people to find out that lavender isn't just used for the nervous system. It's also traditionally used to support digestion. Lavender is considered a carminative. And a carminative is an herb traditionally used to support the healthy digestion and ease with occasional gas and bloating. Lavender has been included in digestion teas for exactly that reason. But lavender also can be used in preparations intended for support physical comfort. Historically, lavender was added to baths, oils, compresses, body care preparations after physical exertion. I even use it in my comfrey balm for the bruising. It's one reason you still find lavender all in massage oils to this day. Lavender also, with its aromatic preparations, they can help with occasional head tension and stress and headaches. And the fragrance alone has been a favorite for that reason, right? Applying lavender can kind of help with the migraine. Lavender is valued externally. Many herbalists incorporate lavender to infused oils, salves, creams, lotion, balms, but its pleasant scent and traditional skin-supporting properties make it a popular addition to countless herbal products. I know I use it in a lot of mine. So what part of lavender is used? So the primary medicinal part of lavender is the flowering bud. Dried lavender buds are most commonly used in teas, tinctures, and all of those products because the bud contains the aromatic compounds that give lavender its famous fragrance. Fresh versus dried lavender. One thing that's interesting about lavender is that it dries exceptionally well. Some herbs will lose a significant amount of their value after drying, but lavender is not one of them. The flower buds actually hold their fragrance remarkably well once properly, note the word, properly dried. That's one reason dried lavender is commonly used in tea and herbal pillows and potpourri and tinctures. Dried lavender is honestly one of the most useful herbs I personally think to keep on hand. So this is my lavender tincture that I am currently making using the dried lavender buds. So one of my favorite things, again, about herbalism is learning how to preserve the plants also so they can be used throughout the year, whether you're drying them. And a tincture is simply one way of extracting that preservative and using those lavender constituents long after the buds are gone. While fresh herbs can certainly be used, herbalists prefer to use lavender buds and they store exceptionally well. So, now I'm going to make in the tincture. Let's talk about a few of lavender's traditional herbal actions. So lavender, as we have discussed, is a nervine. It's relaxing. It's a carminative. It's anti-spasmodic. It's aromatic. So let's translate a couple of those, right? Put them into everyday words, right? Nervine supports your nervous system. A carminative supports your digestive. Anti-spasmodic, that's a fun word, is traditionally associated with supporting muscle relaxation and easing occasional tension. And aromatic, right, simply just means the fragrance itself contributes to the herb's traditional value and use, right? So, one reason lavender remains so popular is because there's so many ways to work with it. So you can use it internally by drinking teas and tinctures, and you can infuse it in honey, which is always very nice too. You can infuse it into syrups. And then of course, externally, right, we can do the infused oils, we can do it in salves, we can use the essential oil of lavender and add it into balms and stuff too. So you can add it. Also, I've seen people use lavender compresses, make your homemade linen sprays with it. That's just a few. There's just a few herbs. I personally just don't think there's as many herbs as versatile as lavender, right? Because she does have a lot of benefits. Again, this is the part in the video where we're going to talk about lavender safety. It's generally considered one of the general herbs in herbalism. However, everyone responds differently, and some are even very allergic to the oil, so you have to take precautions. If you're pregnant, nursing, taking medications, managing a health condition, please make sure you talk to a healthcare professional before you definitely start to take anything internally. And if you're trying to start slowly, just remember to watch how your body responds, right? We're not going to learn 15 herbs and start them all tomorrow, guys. So if you've only thought of lavender as something that smells nice, I hope today's video has helped you see it in a different light. Lavender has a rich history, I think, and a remarkable range of traditional uses I found in my studies of herbs. From teas to tinctures, oils, salves, it's one of those herbs that continues to prove itself useful to me the more I learn about it. So I'd love to know, you guys, do you grow lavender? What's your favorite way to use it? Teas, tinctures, soap, maybe. Satchels, do you put it in your clothing drawer, anything like that? Let me know in your comments below. Again, I'm always taking suggestions and going through a lot of herbs, but if there's ones you want to know about, put them below and we'll move those up in the ranking. So until next time, guys, stay rooted, stay curious, and keep growing in grace. Bye, friends.